Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Becky, and today I'm doing something a little different. I decided to not do my hair, not do makeup, and totally decided the outfit that I needed because I have so many people who criticize the wrong things. They worry about what I'm wearing. They worry about how much skin I'm revealing. They worry about what my hair looks like. They worry about what my makeup looks like. None of that is important. I used to say I can totally understand I believe it's the Muslim culture where the women wear the hijabs, because we don't want men and women having envy and jealousy and lust, but at the same time, we shouldn't have to cover up to prevent people from having impure thoughts against us, or at least controlling those thoughts and their impulses. And unfortunately, we've gotten to a place in society where it's actually dangerous for women to just be themselves. And actually, it's also dangerous for a lot of men to be themselves because there is so much spiritual warfare going on right now that it is ridiculous. I have I have a personal belief that this is the DSM-V. This is all of the diagnosis criteria of all the mental illness. And believe me, I've researched this, I've studied this, I've lived this, I've helped people who are experiencing these things. Well over 30 years of experience, education, experts, and I have had conversations on this. And really, this whole book that we have taken so much time to analyze and piece and deconstruct the human psyche. But guess what? It all boils, the root of all of these boils to two things: spiritual attacks from the thoughts and the beliefs of the people closest to them, as well as the strangers that just project their negativity at that person for absolutely no reason. Made up story in their mind. Spiritual attacks. And then the second thing is childhood traumas. And as I've seen in or I've stated in other videos, all of these can be addressed. I'm not saying I'm the one-stop cure, magic fix-all on your mental illness, but I can help you dig deeper into the roots of what is your mental illness. I prefer to focus on mental wellness because you can either suffer alone in silence, or we can partner up and work together. There is no shame in needing help, and it's okay not to be okay. All right, so the rest of this video, I wanted to go ahead and talk about something that's called codependency. Now, this is very important subject for me because I grew up with parents that were very codependent, not on each other, but on toxicity. And then I had to witness that and try to clean up whatever toxicity and chaos was happening in my world, because as a child, the parents are in control of the manifestations and they don't listen to the children. And so we come into this communication problem because of levels of consciousness being different. So when you have a child that is actually more consciously evolved than the parent, but the parent has more control when it comes to, the 3D aspects of that child surviving, well, we all have to learn how to interact in order for survival. So again, I'll go into more detail in things in other videos, like we'll talk more about narcissist empath relationships. Today, I wanted to kind of introduce you into the whole, mental illness. Really, we need to focus on mental wellness and look at the deeper roots to what's causing the behaviors that we're seeing. Instead of trying to worry about diagnosing things, we need to go, okay, whatever this child's got going on, or this parent or this leader, whatever they've got going on, let's dig deeper to see what's an underlying spiritual reason or subconscious traumatic reason that could be trying to come to the surface in their reality in that moment. So, codependency. It can easily develop in relationships with people struggling with addiction. In order to understand how harmful this can be, it's best to compare the behaviors and the symptoms of codependency with those of addiction. So this is where therapies, they overlap, but they're still segregated, which leads to misinformation, miscommunication, misdiagnosis. There's a lot of apartness in the systems, and I try to bring togetherness and unity when creating treatment plans. So symptoms. We have physical or emotional symptoms of codependency and addiction include. We have preoccupation. This is when a person obsessively focuses their thinking on their substance, and a codependent obsessively focuses on the person. For the addiction, I can't wait to drink tonight. I wonder if I have enough alcohol at home or if I should stop and get some more. So that's the addiction. The codependent would be, I wonder where he is or what he's doing or who he's texting. So a lot of relationships, like the one partner becomes more of a parent, worries about the other one, and we shouldn't have that in a healthy, healed dynamic. We also have increased tolerance. So we have more drugs or alcohol are required to produce the same effect, and more toxic behavior is required to produce a negative reaction from codependence compared to before. So the addiction, I have to drink twice as much as I used to get drunk. The codependent, I used to get upset when he yelled at me, but it doesn't bother me anymore. Loss of control. A person tries and fails to control how much they drink or do drugs, and a codependent tries and fails to control their behavior towards the person. The addiction, I only intended to have one drink, but I drank so much that I blacked out. Number 2, the codependent. I said I'd kick him out if he came home drunk, but I ended up apologizing instead. Denial. A person denies their problem by rationalizing their actions. The addiction. Everybody drinks. I don't have a problem. Without alcohol, I can't be social. The codependent. I am helping him. He needs me. Without me, he would lose his job. Things will get better. Blackouts. Is not an exact parallel. A person experiences amnesia from being unconscious as a result of substance abuse or drinking too much. And a codependent cannot recall all the details of high-stress emotional encounters. The addiction? I don't remember what happened last night. Codependent. I don't remember you saying that or how the fight started. It seems blurry. Cravings. A person feels a deep physical and mental need to use substances, and a codependent feels a deep mental longing for the person. The addiction? My body aches if I go too long without a drink. All I can think about is going home and getting drunk. The codependent. He's all I think about. When he's not around, I ache for him. Compulsive behavior. A person uses substances compulsively despite the consequences it creates in their lives, and a codependent feels compelled to act irrationally despite consequences it might create for themselves. Looks like I have a typo. I forgot to put the addiction. The addiction would be I cannot get through the day without said drug. The codependent, I went through his phone. I ate to make myself feel better. I left work early to go get him something. Decreased tolerance. A person can no longer handle as much of a substance as they used to without experiencing negative effects more quickly. And a codependent loses their ability to be patient as they used to and experiences negative emotions more quickly. Medical problems. As a result of substance abuse, people experience physical issues, and as a result of stress, codependents experience physical and mental issues. The addiction, diseases of the throat, lungs, heart, brain, liver, or the digestive tract. Also sexually transmitted diseases or other problems as a result of injury during intoxication. Codependent, stress-related problems of the body and mind. Headaches, hives, ulcers, neck or wrist pain, back problems, anxiety, depression, digestive issues, or stomach issues. Behaviors. Actions common for addiction and codependency are rationalizing. A person finds a way to justify their substance use and make their behavior okay. And a codependent finds a way to justify how they are treated. The addiction, I only black out on the weekends. This doesn't affect my work or family. Codependent, there are other people in way worse situations than I am. Minimizing, a person downplays the consequences of their actions, and a codependent downplays the negative influence of this person. The addiction, drinking has barely affected my job. Things are fine. The codependent, I've lost a lot of my friends, but now I have time for the people who matter. Things are fine. Blaming. A person blames outside forces for their substance abuse, and a codependent blames outside forces for their partner's behavior. The addiction, I wouldn't need to get drunk every night if my boss was nicer to me. I wouldn't need to get high every night if I wasn't trying to mourn. Codependent, his boss was out to get him. That's why he got fired. His coworkers have been out to get him since day one. That's why he had a bad day. Sneaking and lying. A person lies about the true nature of their addiction so that they can continue using drugs. And a codependent lies to others to enable the person's behavior and or their own. The addiction, I lied about spending the night at a friend's house or working late so that I could go drinking without anyone knowing. Codependent, he was too drunk to go to work, so I called his boss and lied for him. I lied to my friends about how much time we spend together. Hiding and secrets. A person hides their substance use to avoid shame or intervention, and a codependent keeps things about the person's secret to avoid shame. The addiction, my mom thinks I'm doing so well. I hope she doesn't find my drugs. Codependent, he was doing so well last week. I hope nobody finds out that he blacked out last night. Isolating. A person in active addiction spends less time socializing in order to abuse their drug of choice more. And a codependent spends less time socializing in order to spend more time with the object of their codependency. Addiction, I'll have more fun staying in and getting drunk or high. The codependent, I'll have more fun staying in with him. He needs me more than them. I can't leave him, or fill in the blank of some excuse. Sneaking and lying. A person lies about the true nature of their addiction so that they can continue using, and a codependent lies to others to enable the person's behavior and or their own. The addiction, I lied about spending the night at a friend's house or working late so that I could go drinking without anyone knowing. Codependent, he was too drunk to go to work, so I called his boss and I lied for him. I lied to my friends about how much time we spend together. Euphoric recall. A person romanticizes the feeling of using drugs or alcohol, and a codependent romanticizes the feelings back when things were better rather than focusing on how things are. The addiction, I would love to feel that way again. Codependent, I miss the way things used to be with us. Now I have several worksheets, and I'm going to do probably a part 2 for this video because I want to go even more depth into codependency, kind of going over symptoms and behaviors a little more in depth. And I have resources and of helping you be able to determine if you are codependent. The healthiest relationships are what we call interdependent. That's where both partners are fully stable, solid within themselves. So that way when the other partner falls or crashes out or, is overstressed, that other person is not impacted while their partner is recovering. And the whole goal then is that, when that person then regains, and it's not this person who's maintaining the stability for this person that's falling out. It is not that person's then to help the other person stand back up. That person has to be able to figure it out. And that's where you can get a free consultation from me if you email me at homans.consulting@gmail.com. So I can be that person that helps your partner stand back up, or helps you stand back up, or helps your team stand back up, or helps your child stand back up, right? So while you're maintaining the helm of your ship, that other person, your partner or your children, that have to try to learn how to co-regulate with you without taking you off of your directional north. Okay, so that way then they can get back in alignment, because believe me, you're holding that storm, and guess what? As soon as they're back in alignment, you're gonna need to kind of fall apart to recover. So it is a teamwork of balancing out who gets to be mentally ill and who gets to be mentally well. I like to use humor. Anyway, I'm just so glad that you are here listening to this message, because it means that you really do want to make change with your relationships, and that all starts with improving our communication and our behavior. So I look forward to talking with you in the next video. Have a great day.